to do is I need you to get out your marker. And if we all have them, we can write on our desk like we've been doing. If not, we'll have to get out our whiteboards. You can put it on your head to show me that you have it. And I'm going to give you 10 seconds. So I'm going to count down. 10, 9, 8. I'm counting down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys all have a marker? You guys all have a marker? You have a marker? You have a marker? You have a marker? Matthew.
It's right in your car box.
It's right here, bud. Oh. Okay, so I think we all have our markers. So if you would like to, you can write on your desk. Yeah. If you really don't want to, you can write on your whiteboards. And I'm fine with that. Yes, Gianni, you can pass out the erasers. So Gianni is coming to pass out the erasers, and then I need your eyes on me, and make sure you're sitting on your bottoms. Okay, so, do I not? I'll open it. Okay. Sorry, I thought I had it open. So what we're going to do is, remember yesterday when we talked about equal groups? And remember, when we put the things in equal groups, our groups all had the same amount, so they were all equal, right? So when we're making equal groups, if you're making them and you have 5 in one and 6 in another, then we need to recount because we don't have it right. So we are going to look at 3 times 4. So on your boards, or tables, I mean, you can write 3 times 4. So I have 3 times 4. And this also means I could say 3 groups of 4. Or if I was going to turn it around, I would have 4 groups of 3. And if we were to take a test on this right now, if you drew either one would be right, and I would be okay with either one.
So it's 12?
So, well, we're not there yet. So, remember, when we draw equal groups, you can either pick squares or circles. You have to pick just one. Remember I said you can't do both. So I'm going to do circles. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 groups of 4. You might be doing the turnaround fact, and that's okay. So how many am I going to put in each of my groups? Olivia?
1.
I'm going to put,
4.
so how many?
4. 3.
So I have 3 groups. How many is going to go in each group? 4. So I'm going to do X's. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 3 groups of 4. If I was going to write this as a turnaround fact, how would it look? Can someone tell me? Oh, Diami, I like how you're sitting quietly. How would it look?
4 groups of 3.
4 what?
4 groups of 3.
It'd be 4 groups of 3. If I was going to write it as a multiplication equation, how would I write that?
4 times 3.
4 times 3. And can anyone think if I was going to write it as a repeated addition problem? Aiden?
4 plus 4 plus 4.
Can anyone tell me how else I would write that? Manny? If I was going to write it from this multiplication problem, but it's a repeated addition, so I have 3 groups, or 4 groups of 3 instead, so I would write 3 plus 3. So I could have 3 times 4, 4 times 3. I could have the repeated addition. It would be 4 plus 4 plus 4, or 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. And they're all going to give me the same answer. What are they going to give me? Can anyone tell me, Gianni?
12.
They're all going to give me 12. And if I wanted to, I could count all of the little X's I made, and I would still count 12. Awesome. I'm going to walk around and look at some of them. But when I tell you to, you can erase. Awesome, guys. Go ahead and erase your boards. Or your desk, yes. I think you guys know what I mean when I say your boards. If you have more than, you can share. If she's erasing at this time and you're not, there's no reason why you can't share with her. But what I'm saying is that she's literally using it right now. You're just holding it, and it's not really nice of you to not share with her. So now I need you to erase with us. We are going to look at 6 plus 6 plus 6. And this is a repeated addition problem. So I have 6 plus 6 plus 6. So, when we have it as repeated addition, that kind of tells us how many groups we're going to have. So can anyone tell me how many groups I need, Alexa?
3.
I need 3 groups. So 1, 2, 3. Can anyone else tell me how many I'm going to have in each group? Jay?
6.
I'm going to have 6 in each group. So I have 3 groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you should have on your table or desk or whiteboard, you should have 3 groups of 6. So we have, can you look at mine? I have 3 groups of 6. You have 6 groups of 3. So that would be the turnaround fact, but we're going to do it like that right now. Oh, you guys are all good. Good. So you have, are you done with this group?
No.
No? Okay.
Do the next group.
Awesome, guys. And I like how a lot of you you're thinking ahead of me, and you're already thinking of how I could write this as a multiplication problem, how I could write it as a turnaround fact too. So can anyone tell me one way I could write this as a multiplication problem? Oh, I'm going to call someone who's raising their hand, Victoria.
3 times 6.
So I could do 3 times 6. Can anyone else turn that around for me, Kamara?
6 times 6.
6 times 3. Awesome. So I have 6 plus 6 plus 6, 3 times 6, and 6 times 3. And does anyone know what they all equal, Deanna?
18.
They all equal 18. So we can use repeated addition and a multiplication equation to figure out the answer for this one. So everyone go ahead and erase your tables.
Why is it shooting you?
Oh. Oh, thank you for erasing quietly and waiting for our next step. Draw while you're erasing? I don't want you drawing while you're erasing, so just erase. So now I have 12 times 2. 12 times 2. So the way that I have it written, that means I'm going to have 2 groups of 12. If I was going to turn it around, I'm going to have 12 groups of 2, I'm sorry. If I was going to turn it around, it would be 2 times 12, and then how many groups would I have that way? Jay, you just said it. What'd you say?
2.
You said 2. So you can either do the turnaround fact and draw it in your equal groups, or you can draw it how I'm going to draw it on the board. And either way is going to be right. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how many do I have in each group?
2.
2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. So yours is either going to look like that, or if you wanted to, you could have drawn 2 groups of 12. But you're going to have one of those drawn on your desk or board in equal groups. So you're doing arrays. We want to do equal groups, okay? So can you look at mine? And remember, when we make equal groups, you're going to have either a circle or a square, and we're putting things into the groups. So you have the right idea, but we're doing a different strategy like we did yesterday. Awesome, guys. So what did we just say the turnaround fact would have been for 12 times 2, Marius? 2 times 12. And how can I write this as a repeated addition problem? Olivia, are you raising your hand? There's 2 ways, so you can, you can keep going. I'm just telling you there's 2 ways, so you only have to tell me one of those ways. So if I have 2 groups, or 12 groups of 2, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mine's a little sloppy, but yours, if you're writing with me, it could be neater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's one way I could write it in a repeated addition. What's the other way, Majesty? So the other way would have been the turnaround fact. So we did, with Olivia, she told me if I have 12 groups of 2. So if I have 2 groups of 12, it would be 12 2 times. So I'd have, can maybe Amarius help us?
24.
Well, it's going to equal 24. But we want to figure out what the other repeat addition problem would be. Can I call someone to help us? Amarius, do you know? You changed your mind? Jay?
It's going to be 12 plus 12.
It's going to be 12 plus 12. And all 12 plus 12 and 2 plus 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 2 and 12 times 2 and 2 times 12 are all going to give us 24. So you're going to go ahead and erase.
That's too much for my desk. Well, not for me. I like it.
So there are 2 more on our board, but we're only going to do one of them because we're also going to do a pair deck, and I have kind of a little fun activity for us to do. So we're going to do 4 times 6. So 4 times 6. You're writing 4 times 6 on your desk or your board, please.
4 times 6?
4 times 6. So I'm not going to start yet. I'm going to let you start on your tables or desks and see if you can get started. And then I'm going to start on mine. Is your marker not working?
No.
What?
It's not working.
It works. So while you're getting started, now I'm going to start, and I'm going to walk you through how my thought process would work if I was doing it. So I have 4 times 6. So that means I'm going to have 4 groups of 6. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. You also could have done it the other way. You could have done 6 times 4, which would have given you the same answer. So you could have 6 groups, but I have 4 groups. So I have 4 groups of 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 4 groups of 6. You could have also had 6 groups of 4 if you turned it into the turnaround fact, but either is correct. Now that I think everyone has them written into equal groups, can you see if you can write one of the repeated addition problems for this multiplication equation? I just want to see if we can try. Can you write it on your board? I don't want you to tell me yet.
So now you need to do repeated addition.
That's awesome. One, two, three, four. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. So you have 6 4 times. So you have 6 groups of 4, or 4 groups of 6, I'm sorry. You have 4 groups of 6. So you have 6 plus 6 plus 6. So that would be your repeated addition. So can you have it in equal groups? Can you try to put it into a repeated addition problem? Can you put it into a repeated addition?
Yes.
Can you try that for me?
Yeah.
Because a lot of us have different, we used either the turnaround fact or use the one I have. I want you to turn to your shoulder partner and tell them the repeated addition problem that you wrote on your desk. And it's okay if you guys wrote the same one, but a lot of us wrote different ones, so I just want us to share. Guys, and a lot of you are erasing your work and you have it right. So once you've got it, I want you to leave it.
Okay, so let's fix some numbers here. Your twos are backwards.
Awesome. Class. I want you to go ahead and erase your tables. So you're erasing your table or desk quietly. Class. You should be erasing. And then I need your eyes on me. So I have a kind of fun activity, but first we're going to practice putting things into groups on our desk. So I'm going to give you an amount. So I'm going to say, well, I'm not going to do these for example, but I would say I have 4 blocks. I need you to put them into equal groups. So you would draw 4, and remember, even if I say an object, I just want you to draw the X's or the dots or the little X's, dots, or tick marks. Whichever one you choose, that's what I want you to do. So I would say if I have 1 second, guys. Okay, so if I were to say I have 4 pieces of candy, I would then draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to look at this. I need them to have equal groups. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I can separate 2 of them. Well, you're just watching me right now. So now I have 4 pieces of candy, and they're put into equal groups. So before, I was telling you how many groups you had, and you were then putting the pieces in. This time, I'm going to tell you how many pieces you have, and you're going to put them into groups. Does that make sense? Yeah. We're going to practice some together before we do it on our own. So I have, let's say I have 8 blocks. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 blocks. Thank you. I have 8 blocks. So if I have 8 blocks, and I need to put my 8 blocks into 2 equal groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I have 8, I could take 4 of them, and that could be one group. And then I have 4 left. Are those equal? Yeah. Yeah, so I would have equal groups.
I made a domino.
Okay, now, Mandy, I want you to circle them and make 2 groups.
Awesome. Can you try to do it for me? I don't know why you erased it. I'm sure you had great work. How many do you have? 7. You have 8, and then you have another 8. So you have 16.
Oh.
So we only want 8.
I thought we were supposed to add.
Okay, so I think we're kind of getting it. So we're going to practice another one
Okay, go ahead and circle.
together. So go ahead and erase your tables. Erasing. So now that I think, so we are going to, I want you to erase and then put away your markers and whiteboard if you have it out. Yes, Amaris, you can pick up the erasers. So I'm going to call quiet groups to come get their Chromebooks. So, Kamara's table, you can come get your Chromebooks. You're putting your marker away. Gianna's table, you can come get your Chromebooks. Sharon, I called you because you were ready, but you're not paying attention. Come get your Chromebook. Aiden's table, you can get your Chromebooks. Lily's table, you can come get your Chromebooks.
My head's not hurting today.
Good. 2 can get them at a time, remember? Make sure that you're getting the right Chromebook. Okay, only grab yours. Don't grab anyone else's. Day, your group can get your Chromebooks. Thank you. Can you? And once you've got your Chromebook, Diavi, you can get your Chromebooks. Go ahead and open up Pear Deck, and I believe that you should have it bookmarked. So it should be pretty simple for us to click it. You might need, and Miss O'Neill has them. If you might need your passwords. This is not going.
There it
Did you plug it in?
is. J, where's J? That happens to me sometimes. It'll come on.
So you need to open Pear Deck. I think we have time for this.
Your body will begin short.
Okay, do it quickly, and then you'll have to join us on it. Oh, sorry. Let's see if it works this time. If right here. And if it doesn't work, maybe we can have you work. Oh, there it is. So you're going to Pear Deck, and then I have the code displayed up here for you. It's going to be JGXLE.
Excel. Can you read the book?
Juicy grapes, X-ray, lovely elephants. So it uses the first letter it uses every letter in a word that starts with the same letter to give you an example. So I have 16 of you that have joined. I need the rest of you. I don't know if I should have started this. Okay. It's only a couple. It's not that long.
Yeah, and it doesn't start till 15.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought you meant it started at 10, and then I was like, okay, yeah. So now I have 17 of you that have joined me. I need the rest of you to quickly log on. XLE. E.
This is big. We'll know that you're ready when you're quiet and when your eyes are on front.
E. So some of you are still logging in now, and that's okay. Well, this Pear Deck is going to be over. It's going to be practicing putting things into equal groups. So some of them are going to ask us to put, let's say they might say put 6 into 3 equal groups. So a lot of it is going to be you drawing. So you'll use your finger on your Chromebook, and then some of them might ask you. They might say, can you show 3 times 4 in equal groups? And we've practiced those ones together too. So you would then make 3 groups of 4. And for this one, I don't have like right or wrong answers. So if you do the turnaround fact, it'll still be right. So I don't want you to think, oh, that's not the one she was talking about, so it's wrong. I have 21 of you in. I should have 22. Okay.
So he's just gonna watch.
Right.
So I still need one more person to join. Oh, so it's JGXLE. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Maybe. Nope. Okay, so this says make 3 groups of 6. And this was the example I just gave you. So you're going to make 3 groups of 6. So remember, you're either going to have circles as your groups or squares for your groups. So you're going to draw 3 groups of 6. So no, we don't need to change color right now, but can you make 3 groups of 6? Oh, you guys are getting quick at this. I have 21 of you in. Actually, actually, I don't know if it counts you as in once you start drawing, so I'm not sure. So I'll give us a little bit. So you're making 3 groups of 6. Okay, it looks like most of us are there, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it. And then, so if I can't draw up here, but if I were going to make 3 groups of 6, and if you did the turnaround fact, it's still right, but I don't want you to think it's wrong. I'm just going to show you 3 groups of 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 3 groups of 6. And it's not going to show us the answer on here, so we're just going to talk about it. Okay, so now the next one's up. It wants you to put 4 plus 4 plus 4 into equal groups.
4 groups of 4?
Well, let's look at how many times we have 4 up there. How many times do you have it up there? 3 times. So you're going to have how many groups?
3 groups of 4.
I think some of them are freezing. But you're okay. I think it says 22 of us have responded. So I'm gonna, you have a second to finish up. I'm gonna go ahead and lock it now. So I'm not gonna draw it this time. If I were gonna have 4 plus 4 plus 4, how many groups would I have? 3. And how many would I have in each group? 4. Awesome. This is gonna be our last one. So I have 3 times 4, and I'm putting that into equal groups. So I have, there's, they're supposed to be drawing. We're gonna stop there because it's supposed to let you draw, but I think it might have messed up. So we're just gonna stop it right there. Can anyone tell me if I was going to put 3 times 4 into equal groups, how many groups would I have? Or what's one way? How many groups could I have? Fiavier? 3 groups of 4. How else could I have it? Kamara?
6 groups of 4. 3 groups of 6.
So if it was 3 times 4, and I feel like you were about to say, because I saw your mouth make the motion when you're gonna say. So 4 what? So it was 3 times 4. So I'd have 4 groups of 3. Awesome. I need you to exit out